2025 was the year we finally lived aboard the boat we rebuilt with our own hands. Our first miles, our first mistakes, our first victories. And the year we realized Yabá wasn't just floating. She was alive and ready to take us on our biggest adventures yet.
This year was our first real year traveling on Yabá. After 3.5 years of rebuilding and 1 year floating near our home port, 2025 was the year we finally let go of familiar waters. We didn't know if we were ready, but we left anyway, and the coast showed us a Brazil most people never get to see.
We left familiar waters, discovered new places, made new friends, and gained a whole lot of experience along the way. We lived unforgettable moments at anchor, under sail, and everywhere in between. But knowing that you were out there, reading, watching, and following along is what truly made this journey special. And just like this, 2025 has come to an end.
It was our first year fully aboard Yabá. Amazing things have happened. Next year is going to be even bigger with bigger destinations, bigger projects, and a lot more miles. First and foremost, thanks everyone who's been tuning in to watch our videos every single week for the last, I don't know, how long? 5 years? Either way, for the last year at least, because that's what this is all about. And we just want to give you guys a bit of clarity on what is to come next. And of course, if we're going to tell you what's going to come next, why not also tell you a bit about what we thought about this past year?
Our first time living the 365 days of the year on board definitely came with a lot of milestones. 2025 was the year that showed me that the boat is not just the mean that will take me places, but is also the destination. I really fell in love with living aboard a boat.
I guess that's something that most people have when you buy a boat. Are you gonna like it? Are you not? Do we have the right boat? Is it a nice place to be in? And I think we've just managed so far to check off every box about do we like it? And the answer is yes. So guys, we'll be continuing sailing up north and continuing with these videos for next year. So that is very, very good news.
For the first time since we bought the boat, it was the year that we spent more time living what a boat life is supposed to be like than just rebuilding.
I think this year, it was like a sea trial. It was a 1 year long sea trial. Things went really well, which we're very happy about. And things went really wrong. Oh, if we drag, that would suck. Yeah, we're dragging.
I think we had the perfect year that we had to have. So next year we can really start to dare to go further and further.
This year we have focused mainly on our journey from Florianopolis up to here, Paraty, which so far I think this has been one of our favorite hang around places because there are so many boaters here, so many islands to visit, super clean waters, and of course not to mention the temperature and the climate over here is just what you would imagine if you said sailing up the coast of Brazil.
This is the cruisers capital of Brazil because it's so comfortable with so many anchorages. We're always protected from no matter the wind. There's so many waterfalls that there's water everywhere. We never, ever, since we launched the boat, touched a marina, and we've been feeling really comfortable because this place provides everything. But this place is unique in the coast of Brazil. So we're enjoying our last minutes here before we start going to more wild and less forgiving areas.
We're going to interrupt this broadcast because there are dolphins swimming around the boat, which is another reason why this place has just been so magical.
This year was filled with amazing moments. It's really hard to think about the whole thing and wrap it up, but let's just try to summarize with some highlights. For example, favorite anchorage.
My favorite anchorage was definitely, by far, Saco do Sombrio, which is a little bay on the outside of Ilhabela. The reason it was the best anchorage is we were alone. Of course, that might have been the season, but it was just so green around, no civilization, and what was best thing at night, you couldn't see the difference between the black sky, the dark hills, and the water. That's how quiet and dark it was. I don't know, that was just amazing. How about you?
This is so crazy how two people that were there at the same moment can have such different feelings about a place. I have a horrible memory because we had one of the scariest moments aboard the boat in that anchorage. So that's definitely not my favorite. My favorite is another Saco do Mamanguá, the most beautiful place in Brazil for me so far. Like, amazing.
Why?
Saco do Mamanguá, well, it had the beautiful sugar loaf that we went up. The view from there was amazing. But when we anchored at the end, we were looking at the sky and it was the most beautiful night sky I've ever seen. And then suddenly I started feeling that I could see stars on the sea as well, but it was actually bioluminescence because the fish were swimming and making stars, and it was so magical. And that's also where we went to the mangrove to find a restaurant inside the mangrove. Like, everything about that place was so unique, special, different, and amazing.
Yeah, it was, definitely.
Did you have any life-changing moment this year?
I know for sure that I want to continue sailing and making videos and traveling the world, and that's kind of life-changing. Of course, it's a very common thing that someone wants to buy a boat, has a dream of traveling the world, moves on board and doesn't like it. But my life-changing moment, well, it's not really life-changing because I always knew this was my future. How about you?
It is life-changing to notice that this is something that we see ourselves doing for the long run. I am in love with boat life. Ask me anything about it and I'm gonna recommend it, so careful.
Cold showers in the middle of the winter.
Even if I have to do that to be on board of a boat, I'm happy to do it.
Okay, that's good news because that's our plan. And you're not getting rid of us anytime soon, guys.
What was the moment this year that you felt most proud of Yabá?
I think we've taken some big seas, and of course there are way bigger seas out there, but for us to have just built this boat practically from scratch, seeing the nails being drilled, the fasteners being driven in, wondering, is this enough? Is this boat going to hold? And then having water splashing over the back, like this is very high up, just slamming into waves head on, having the waves going downwind above the solar panels. I just think I'm proud of her just hanging in there. And I think, like, I don't know, it's just such an arc, such a solid built boat. We overdid it during the build. We used planks that were too thick, nails that were too long, deck planks that were too heavy, frames that were too thick, and that's just kind of what makes me proud of her.
My answer is the same. I realized that Yabá's limit is way above my own limit, because there were moments we were at sea that I wish an helicopter could come and rescue me because I wasn't enjoying that, and Yabá was just fine. All I could see was sea because the waves were touching the solar panels and the bowsprit was poking the waves and we were surfing down the wave like, no. It was scary.
The good thing is when we start heading up the coast, we're going to get some more regular fronts and trade winds that we can start following and some nicer sailing. Well, I say that now. We'll see MP levitating off the bed in the bow again soon.
No, of course, I need to grow up as a sailor. I know that, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the next heavy seas, for me to be feeling better every time it happens. But I'm already confident that Yabá already feels good enough. So I'm the only one that needs to grow up. Ben is fine, and the boat is fine. 2025 was definitely amazing, but we are so excited for 2026. 2026 is going to be definitely the year of movement. So this year was the year, if I had to choose a word, it would be discovery. We were discovering new places and discovering life aboard. But next year we're gonna move a lot, because a place like this that you can stay anchored and comfortable for more than 3 days won't exist anymore. So we're gonna be going to so many different places. We got to meet so many sailors that recommended us a huge list of places that we have to see. One of them that I know we are going for sure is called Abrolhos. It's an archipelago that we have to be there for winter, because it's whale season.
And whales is something we've been trying to see for the past year or even 2 years, and unfortunately we haven't seen them from Yabá yet, but we're gonna make a change in that. And what's the place you're dreaming of seeing or dreaming of arriving at this year?
This might be a big dream, but I would love for us to make it all the way to Fernando de Noronha next year. Just so you understand, Fernando de Noronha is an oceanic island of Brazil. It is far from the coast, and from where we are now, it's at least 1,500 miles, so it's really far. But in September, there is the most iconic regatta of Brazil that goes from Recife to Fernando de Noronha. It's called Refeno, and we really want to try to join it.
It means we are going to have to sail up 1,400 miles from here in a straight line, and it's more than 300 miles of regatta to one of the most beautiful islands I have seen on pictures and videos before, because I really want to go and see it with my own eyes.
This regatta is incredibly iconic. This year, more than 100 boats participated. We are very excited about the thought of being there. Of course, we're not going for the medal, but we're going for the experience.
We might win in our category, which might be a 2-masted wooden schooner, because we'll be the only ones. I'm excited for that one.
And between those two spots, there is a list of 1 million creeks and cracks on the Brazilian coast that we want to explore.
Yeah, we've been meeting some people who've been going up and down the coast here, going up to I don't know where, down to up to Antarctica even, and we've been marking on our maps where the must-visit places are.
Okay, the year was amazing, and Yabá is amazing, but what are the upgrades we're looking forward to have on the upcoming year?
My favorite change which is going to happen is definitely changing our current sail rigging to our gaff rigging, which is going to make this boat sail faster and the experience be so much more fun.
I would also like to add to that list adding an autopilot to the boat, mainly for night passages so they can be more comfortable.
Yeah, during night watches, we literally just hold the helm and stare at the compass needle to make sure we hold course, because of course the horizon doesn't really show you much, and that is 2, 3, even 4 hours of agony.
And let's see if 2026 is that generous to us that we can also get a water maker.
A water maker would be nice.
But honestly, filling water on the gallons is giving us some good guns. So I'm not gonna complain too much.
And it gives us land time, it gives the doggies extra walks, which is, there's only pros to it.
But the thing is that this region is very generous on the amount of water. Once we start going up, it might not be that easy to continue to fill up our tanks.
Yeah, so this region has lots of natural springs, and people just put a long hose from the spring down to the beach, and you can go to most beaches here and just top up your water with very tasty, fresh, and what do you call it, nutrient-rich spring water. Okay, from all of the things that we just went over, what is giving you butterflies? What are you most excited for? What do you vision 2026 as a good wrap?
I think that before this year, just the idea of living on a boat gave me butterflies, and now that I'm confident doing this life, the butterflies are about the miles that we're gonna overcome.
I've got 2 things actually which kind of link together. I just want to have a better sail rigging, which we are working on right now. It's going to be really nice to know that it's us who have built it. I'm excited to be tweaking it and adjusting it so we can sail better, and that leads to us. I want to be in the middle of the ocean. Whether it's just taking a massive detour to get to the next destination, I want to be 100 miles out at sea where there's better winds, and I don't know, that's my dream. Just catch bigger fish, really. There's bigger fish when you go out into sea. I think we can call this a wrap to this chat, and especially to 2026. And with this, we can call 2025 a wrap.
We don't really have a choice, right? The year is over.
But yeah, I'm ready to call this a wrap anyway and go into a brand new year. We really, 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 from the bottom of our hearts, do not take this for granted. We want to thank every single one of you for following our journey. You're being a part of our journey.
For cheering for us and celebrating our tiny victories with us.
Yeah, it means so much more being able to share this with you guys, and we really, really hope that 2026 brings you guys some aspirations, hopes, and that your dreams come true as well. And after saying that, I hate saying dreams come true. It's cheesy, but I really, really mean it. May all your dreams come true.
See you next year with new sails, thousands of miles, new seas, and a new chapter for Yabá.
And whales, don't forget. That's the
new whales.
I think that's very high up on her list. Even though she says we want to see whales, that's like probably on top. Guys, have an amazing new year. I hope you had having amazing holidays. See you next year.
And we're gonna smile for a Christmas card.
Hey.
Merry Christmas!
It's gonna shake.